Greater Manchester Community Chaplaincy is looking for support from funders to develop its own online learning platform to provide nationally recognised qualifications for ex-offenders. This is an integral part of a 5-year strategy to become a fully sustainable social enterprise providing tailored services based on what its clients themselves say they need. We hope this short video helps give you a clear idea of how we have reached this point. I am James. I work at GMCC as Project Coordinator. I came across GMCC in prison, and thanks to the support of the people here, I was able to sort out my life on the outside. It gave me the confidence to volunteer, and that led me to a paid role. I've gained a number of work-related qualifications, and I'm now doing my diploma level 4 in advice and guidance. We put together this video to explain the place qualifications have in the lives of our clients and how GMCC fits into this. Greater Manchester Community Chaplaincy is a charity located in the centre of Manchester on Oldham Street. Oldham Street is often referred to as one of the neediest streets in Manchester, with more than its fair share of poverty and social isolation. Our premises are gifted to us by the Methodist Church, and thanks to this generosity we are able to provide support in the heart of Manchester, where people coming out of prison are able to get to us easily. There is no average time we work with clients. There are no patterns to attendance. Sometimes people come to us once or twice in an emergency situation, but there are many times when we spend hours and hours over days and weeks with an individual. Often people just disappear and reappear some months or years later. We can't predict what people will do, but our door is always open, and because of this, we have made a difference to many people's lives. Claire is an example of someone who has turned their life around because of GMCC and how it works. Claire says she used to blame society and everybody else for her life that had become so chaotic. She had come from a dysfunctional family where her mum, as a single parent, had done her best, but her efforts were often hampered by alcohol. As she knew no difference, Claire got involved in criminal activity at a very early age. This led to 25 years of going in and out of prison, the abandonment of her children, and an addiction where she used substances to change the way she felt. She knows that she was in denial about her real state and the causes, but always wanted to change without knowing how this could be done. She reached out to GMCC and met Marlene whilst in prison, who was there doing link work. She says that Marlene never lost faith in her and would visit her each time she ended up back in prison. Knowing that someone cared in this way and would not give up on her, would keep supporting her and praying for her mattered a lot. She eventually did the RAMP course, which was facilitated by someone who had been where she was and experienced the same kind of things, and this gave her hope. Later, Marlene and her husband attended her graduation when she had completed the program with Acorn Recovery Projects. She describes herself as still in recovery, but is now a productive member of society as a conscience, having ceased all criminal activity. She did a computer course at GMCC, which really helped as she had no previous knowledge or experience. She volunteered for a while and now has a paid role with Emerging Futures, and has a real passion to help others in need to know the kind of change she has experienced. She can see in them the fear, denial and lack of hope that she knows only too well, and can deal with them with empathy, knowing they can change. She is also aware of the need to maintain proper boundaries, as the danger is always there of a lifestyle that does not let go easily. Claire says that she now has friends and not just associates, and she has people around her that she can trust. Previously, access to her children was very limited, but she can now see them whenever she wants, and a major goal she is working towards is having them living with her. She faces challenges in the work she now does, but perhaps the biggest challenge of all is to carry on living each day the new life she now has. Like many of our clients, learning qualifications have played an important part in Claire's success. Claire, myself and Derek got together to have an informal discussion about the role of qualifications and why we feel GMCC needs to be able to offer them. The conversation was not scripted or rehearsed. The key points that have come out are generally what is important to us and what we feel apply to the majority of ex-offenders who come to GMCC.
I believe I got that here by actually doing it on my own. Because I know if I would have done that in a classroom, I would not have gone back because I would have been scared of people watching and judging that. Yeah. So I think it's something that should progress as to like business admin, computer, more of a qualification courses, definitely. For people to like be able to move on the day-to-day life.
I mean, you were quite lucky because you built up the confidence to be able to go back to mainstream classrooms.
Yeah.
But for people who can't, do you think this environment would be better for them?
Definitely. They can do it at their own pace. You know, they know that there's a lot of people who come here who substance misuse problems, mental health, even just struggle with the computer skills, literacy needs there, and they haven't got the confidence to do it as a group, where it's so easy to shut yourself off and do it, you know, on the computer. And you can come downstairs and get support with Mali and things like that can build up your confidence rather than just going straight into a classroom, being with people you don't know. You know, they could be judging you, or you tell yourself they could be judging you, and you know, I know I've had that experience. I've gone into a classroom and I've not gone back because I was too scared of what people thought of me as a person.
Yeah, definitely. You've got peer support, haven't you? Everyone's sort of like more or less in the same boat. Yeah. That really put me off going to mainstream college.
So you're saying it's not just the actual learning, but sort of the emotional support that can run alongside by having it somewhere like here where it's not just a learning environment.
Yeah, you've got the support services as well, so you've got that backup, and when like you get stressed or anything, you just, like Claire said, come out in the cafe, you know, take time out. You're not rigid into set times and hours and days of the week. You can come and go, you can take it at your own pace. But like you said, you've got peer support, other people around you who've been in the same boat, got the same problems. And it's definitely put me off going to a mainstream college because I just feel the same. People are always, you know, want to know your background. You don't really want people to know. You don't feel as comfortable. But yeah, I think we need to sort of develop the courses that we've got from the more basic
and more practical job-related ones.
Yes.
That, you know, so things like hospitality, catering, but where we can put it into practice within like the cafe and things like that.
Yeah, because you've got that good situation here where you've also got a kitchen environment where you can actually get practical experience after you've done the course. So you've got that.
Or even alongside the course to back it all up.
Yeah. I mean, I have done more courses now, just getting the confidence from the online courses, but I've still just kept to work-based courses where I'm doing MBQ Business Administration and IAG Diploma. So it's just the environment's good for me, and doing it that way suits me better than going to an actual classroom college.
And there's a lot of people who volunteer here who, you know, have really good skills like in the kitchen and stuff, but are fighting to progress or go anywhere else and progress. Because as well, you know, these people are given their own time and they're not getting paid for it. Qualification, they feel part of. Because I know me doing courses, and after I've done this online computer course, it builds up your confidence as well in a massive, massive way. You achieve something, don't you?
Yeah, and also it's good on your CV. It's building your CV up. You're getting that, you know, volunteering experience, or just
so it could be a reference or somebody said that a reference before.
It all adds up, especially if people have never worked in their lives, they've got no qualifications. You know, the time that they put in, and the qualification, if they've got a qualification, then that's it.
I mean, from my personal experience, I've always learned better when I'm practically doing something with it as well. Yeah. You know, just reading alone, it doesn't always sink in with me. So I think, you know, those sort of qualifications sort of alongside our practical stuff, I think would work really well.
Yeah, and think it's got like in the computer room, and with my background of substance misuse, so my brain wasn't active for like 20 years. I still fell at the age of before I used drugs, which was like 18.
Yeah.
So I'd not developed any skills at all, and come into the IT room. It's not something like it was a set amount of time. I could come and go, and remembering what I'd learned the day before if I come regular.
Yeah.
So I think in that way it's a really good way to keep, remembering things, because my memory is terrible. So rather than it be a 2-week course, you can do it at your own pace and you remember what you've done.
And do you think by doing it online, if you want to go back over things, it's easier to do it that way rather than trying to read back through textbooks?
Definitely, because you can save it, can't you? Especially and you can also come back and do it again, just by going back onto it.
Yeah.
Which is a massive benefit. I've been on a computer course recently, and I said to him, can I come back and do it again, because I struggle with my memory. They're not doing it now, they're doing something different next year. But I don't think I would have been able to go and access a course with other people in it. Unless, I don't think I would have been able to access that if I wouldn't have got my confidence doing it online on my own in that classroom upstairs.
Yeah.
Which was like 12 months ago now, wasn't it?
I've also got personal experience of going to a group situation and people pulling out of the course halfway through because they couldn't commit the time the rigid said. Our conversation highlights important conditions that need to be in place for us, but it also reinforces the well-documented barriers to accessing mainstream learning and qualifications. We have between us experienced most of these and have prevented us from taking up learning qualifications in the first place, or have meant we have dropped out. So far we've been able to offer basic qualifications through grant funding on our own limited resources. What we have learned from the people who have benefited is that these have a huge impact on their confidence and motivate them to go on to volunteer and in some cases to work. However, most still need the kind of environment that GMCC can offer in order to continue learning. We know that formal qualifications, particularly at level 3, are valued by employers. We are keen to develop qualifications within GMCC that help our clients to get jobs. We know that online learning is the most effective way of retaining people in learning, and it suits the situations most are in. We would like to run a pilot project to explore the feasibility of developing an online learning platform for nationally recognised vocational qualifications. In the first place, this would relate to hospitality and catering, information, advice and guidance, and customer service. An important outcome of the project will be a business plan for the further development of the project as a sustainable social enterprise.